Planning a trip to Europe after 50 often comes with a quiet, lingering worry. You want to explore, but the prospect of a catastrophic medical bill abroad is enough to make anyone hesitate. Buying a cheap, off-the-shelf policy might seem like a quick fix, but skipping the details of your medical history makes that policy useless. If a medical emergency strikes and you haven't declared an existing condition, the insurer will deny the claim. You become personally responsible for tens of thousands of pounds in overseas hospital fees. Specialist insurers account for these risks directly. By disclosing your full history, you ensure your policy remains valid for the millions in coverage you are paying for. To cut through the confusion, we are using comprehensive 2026 data from the Best of Health, the UK's trusted resource for over-50s navigating healthcare and travel decisions. Securing comprehensive cover with a pre-existing condition follows a specific, transparent process. This strategy trades a defined upfront premium for coverage against major medical liabilities, protecting your savings while you are away. For a healthy 50-year-old traveler, standard annual multi-trip cover currently costs between £40 and £80. Based on research comparing UK specialist providers, 2026 premium ranges show clear pricing tiers. First, well-managed conditions like stable arthritis push annual costs to £80 to £150. Serious situations like recent heart surgery move premiums to the £200 to £500 range. Insurers calculate tiers using 3 variables: the severity of your condition, how long you've had it, and its current stability. A heart condition diagnosed 10 years ago with no recent complications presents a much lower risk than an illness requiring complex daily interventions. Premium prices scale based on your measurable medical stability and the time since your diagnosis, rather than the simple name of the illness. Mainstream high street insurers often advertise cheaper base prices, but they typically bury heavy exclusions in the fine print regarding existing health issues. Specialist over-50s providers take the exact opposite approach. Covering pre-existing conditions is their primary business model. To calculate your risk, these specialists require a 10 to 20-minute online medical screening questionnaire. During this screening, you must declare every diagnosed condition, all current medications, and any recent hospital visits, regardless of how minor they feel. If you omit a detail, the penalty is severe. Your entire policy is invalidated, and all claims will be refused. A properly validated policy gives you a £1 million to £10 million safety net, covering emergency hospital admissions, surgeries, and medical repatriation back to the UK. It covers emergencies, not routine care. Regular checkups, preventative treatments, or traveling specifically to seek specialist care are excluded. Total transparency during your screening is the required input to guarantee a valid £10 million output when an emergency hits. If you are traveling within Europe, you also have the UK Global Health Insurance Card, or GHIC. This Venn diagram compares both systems. The GHIC provides subsidized state healthcare for necessary treatments, but excludes private care. Conversely, travel insurance handles major costs GHIC ignores, like repatriation flights. As the overlapping center shows, both systems must work together. True financial security abroad requires both the baseline state safety net of the GHIC and the catastrophic private cover of a dedicated travel insurance policy. The primary way to optimize your insurance costs is to align your policy structure with how often you expect to travel. This flowchart maps the most cost-effective path. If you travel more than twice a year, an annual multi-trip policy requires a higher upfront premium but quickly recoups its value. Conversely, if you only take a single holiday, purchasing a single-trip policy remains the cheapest option. You can also adjust your policy excess. Opting for a higher excess lowers your upfront premium, but it means taking on more personal liability if you do have to make a claim. Strategically selecting your policy frequency and setting the right excess allows you to minimize upfront costs without sacrificing your maximum emergency coverage. If a medical emergency does happen abroad, your very first step is to call your insurer's 24/7 emergency line. For expensive medical treatments or surgeries, you must secure pre-authorization from the insurer before any procedures begin. Keep all receipts and hospital reports, and be aware of the strict deadlines. Most insurers require you to submit your claim within 30 days. Getting the right cover ensures your health doesn't hold you back from the world. For more comprehensive guides on travel insurance, GHIC cards, and traveling confidently, Visit The Best of Health at thebestofhealth.co.uk to make your next trip secure and stress-free. Combining full disclosure, the correct specialist provider, and proper documentation guarantees a health condition never has to stand in the way of safe, confident travel.